Hi, I'm Ted with Ohio Earth Food. Today we're going to go over our two different potting soils and how to use them to transplant or to start cannabis plants. The two products are the Seed Catapult, and this is our seed starting soil. It's a finer sphagnum peat moss for good seed to soil contact and a lighter charge of nutrients from our Revita fertilizer, kelp, humate, and fish and crab powder, in addition to a mycorrhizal fungi inoculant to make sure those seeds and young roots are inoculated at an early stage. We also have our elevated potting soil. This is kind of a step 2 for any plants. A lot more nutrients with the addition of a tree bark, chicken manure, and biochar compost mix. This is not suitable for young plants, bare roots, or seed starting. It's just too strong. So we want to do what we're calling the chamber technique to kind of buffer the young plant before the roots reach the elevated potting soil. So let's start with a seed or a bare root start. We're going to use a 6-gallon auto pot to demonstrate, but you could also use a 5-gallon bucket. Just be sure to drill some holes in the bottom to let water rinse out. We're going to fill half the pot with the elevated potting soil. This is the stronger stuff that you don't want the roots to get to until they're more mature. One bag is going to do a little over 1 6-gallon pot or one full 7-gallon fabric pot like you see here. After you get the pot about halfway full, we're going to stick a 1-gallon empty pot in there and press it in kind of firm. Then we're going to fill around the outside again with the elevated potting soil. Ooh. I'm going to pack it around the empty container because you want the depression, or the chamber as we're calling it, to stay. We're then going to remove the 1-gallon pot and we're going to fill that empty chamber with Seed Catapult. Now you've got a buffer between the stronger elevated potting soil and your seed or your bare root start. For a seed, we're simply going to make a depression and then drop the seed in just like you would with any other plant. For a bare root transplant, you'd want to hollow out an area and sit the bare roots in there. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you transplant into the elevated potting soil with a plant that you purchased that's already in a pot. We've got a 7-gallon fabric pot here, and we've pre-moistened the elevated potting soil that we've filled around the edges to make sure that it's going to stay in place. Again, we've put the 1-gallon empty pot into the soil. When we lift it out, we have the same chamber. And again, we're going to fill in the chamber with some of the Seed Catapult that'll be gentler on the roots. The additional step when you're doing this, or with a bare root plant, is we recommend taking a little bit of our Myco-Apply Soluble Max fertilizer, just about a teaspoon, and mixing it in some water for a root dip before we transplant it. Both the Seed Catapult and the elevated potting soil are inoculated with mycorrhizal fungi, but this is just to be sure that those roots have the mycorrhizal fungi spores on them. And you're just going to dip it in and then sit it into the Seed Catapult and then fill around it. By using this chamber technique, you shouldn't have to transplant again, and the roots would then be less disturbed. Both of our products are living potting soils, and all the ingredients can be used for certified organic production. When you're buying from Ohio Earth Food, know that our company's been around for over 50 years and we've been selling to organic farmers. All these products are developed with the consultation of organic farmers and the premier cannabis growers in the Midwest, and they're sold directly to farmers. Thank you.